Have you ever felt a quiet, persistent tug on your soul, as if an invisible thread is tied to your very core, and someone, somewhere, is gently pulling? It's that inexplicable knowing that brushes against you in a crowded room, the echo of a familiar laugh in a dream, the sudden, profound stillness in the midst of your day when you feel utterly and completely known, even when you are entirely alone. This beautiful soul is not your imagination. It is the universe whispering the first syllable of your most sacred story. We often misunderstand this whisper. We mistake it for loneliness, for a phantom limb of the heart, and we rush to fill the space with noise, with searching, with the frantic energy of when and how. But what if that sacred ache wasn't a void to be filled, but a compass to be followed? What if the very longing that unsettles you is actually the most precise navigation system you possess, designed not to lead you on a desperate chase, but to guide you home to a version of yourself so whole, so radiant, that the union you seek becomes the natural, inevitable consequence of your own becoming? This journey was never about finding a missing piece. It was about realizing you were the entire puzzle all along, and the magnetic pull you feel is simply the universe's way of showing you where the final glorious piece, the one that has been polishing itself in parallel, fits perfectly into your completed picture. The silence you fear, it's not emptiness. It's the sound of the orchestra tuning up before the symphony begins. Are you ready to hear the music? You know the feeling, don't you? That frantic hummingbird energy in your chest that whispers, then shouts, do something, reach out, manifest, decipher that number plate, analyze that song lyric, send energy. It's a relentless choreography of mental acrobatics, all designed to make something happen. We've been taught that pursuit is power, but what if I told you that in the divine realm of twin flames, the authentic, earth-shattering power lies not in the pursuit, but in the profound, terrifying, and ultimately liberating art of becoming a vacuum? Let me explain. This isn't the letting go you've heard 1,000 times, that bland spiritual platitude that feels like being asked to give up your very heartbeat. No, this is something far more radical, more potent. This is energetic surrender, and it operates on a spiritual law as immutable as gravity. Nature abhors a vacuum. Think of your shared energetic field, that invisible, luminous web that connects your soul to his, as a vast, resonant chamber. Right now, if you're honest, what is filling that chamber? Is it the sweet, quiet certainty of your own worth? Or is it, let's be gently honest, the static of anxiety, the low-frequency hum of when and how, the heavy fog of longing that feels so much like love, but is, in truth, its shadow? When this chamber is clogged with the dense energy of your need for the union, you leave no space for the universe to perform its miracle. You are, in effect, standing at the door of a packed room, screaming for someone to enter, while simultaneously blocking the doorway with your own body. It's a cosmic comedy of errors. And honestly, if it weren't so painful, it would be downright hilarious. So what is the vacuum? It is the conscious, courageous, and daily practice of evacuating that chamber. It's the decision to take all that exquisite, potent energy you've been directing outward, the stalking of social media, the endless mental rehearsals of your reunion conversation, the desperate prayers for a sign, and to turn it inward with the force of a supernova. You stop furnishing the internal space with his potential presence and start building a cathedral for your own soul. You invest in a hobby that makes you lose track of time. You have a conversation with a friend that isn't about him. You sit in the terrifying silence of a Tuesday evening, and instead of reaching for your phone, you reach for your own hand. You simply live your life, not as a placeholder for the real one that will begin when he arrives, but as the main event right here, right now. And here's the beautiful, mysterious part, the physics of it. As you create this internal void of peace, this spaciousness of self-contained joy, you generate a spiritual pressure differential. Energy always moves from high pressure to low pressure. Your wholeness becomes a silent, powerful attractor field. His soul, on a level far beyond the ego and the 3D world of texts and logistics, registers this shift in the shared field. The pull is no longer the draining tug of your need, which often triggers the runner's instinct to flee. It becomes the irresistible magnetic draw of your completion. The universe, in its infinite intelligence, must fill this pristine, high vibrational vacuum, and it does so by orchestrating circumstances, softening hearts, and compelling movement, by moving him toward the peace you have become. You are not waiting for a key to unlock a door. You are realizing you were the lock and the key all along. And the click of that tumble, the sigh of that opening. It's closer than you think. But what about the chaos you see in the meantime? What if it's all part of a perfect, unseen synchronization, but that beautiful soul is a conversation for the next step, where we pull back the curtain on the divine choreography that makes every moment of this maddening wait not just purposeful, but perfectly ordained. You're staring at the clock of your life, watching the seconds tick by, and it feels like his hand is stuck. The silence is deafening, isn't it? It screams of stagnation, of a story paused mid-sentence. We look at this aching space between you, and we label it separation. We frame it as a problem to be solved, a gap to be closed. But what if I told you that's the most limited perception you could possibly have? What if this entire time you've been listening to the journey with only one ear, hearing your own melody and mistaking his silence for absence? Let's pull back the cosmic curtain, shall we? This is where we venture into the heart of the divine choreography. Imagine, if you will, that the universe isn't some random, chaotic place. Imagine it as the most brilliant composer, conductor, and stage manager, all rolled into one, orchestrating a grand cosmic opera. And your twin flame journey? It's not a solo performance. It's a duet of such profound complexity and beauty that every note, every rest, every crescendo is perfectly scored. From our limited front row seat in the audience, all we can see is our own part on the sheet music. We're singing our heart out, feeling every high and low, and we keep looking over to where his stand is, and it looks empty. So we assume he's not rehearsing. We panic. We think the show is falling apart. But darling soul, He is in another wing of the same grand concert hall, practicing his own crucial part with the same fierce, dedicated intensity. The silence you hear from him isn't absence. It's the sound of his own deep, necessary work. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has placed you both in soundproofed rehearsal rooms, because if you heard each other's raw, unfinished practice sessions, the discordant notes, the frustrated pauses, the repetition of a difficult passage, you'd rush in trying to fix his part and completely neglecting your own. You'd create noise, not harmony. This choreography is so meticulous, so exquisitely detailed. It's working on the level of mirrored wounds and synchronized soul growth. Let's get practical, because spirituality without grounded examples is just fairy dust. Perhaps you're currently doing the grueling internal work of healing a core wound of unworthiness. You're pulling these old, painful narratives out by the roots, feeling the burn and the liberation. It's all consuming, and you wonder, what is he doing while I'm in this pain? Is he just oblivious, living his easy life? I invite you to consider this. At this exact same time, his soul's curriculum is likely the mirror image of yours. Your lesson is to know your worth. His parallel lesson, the one the universe is drilling into him through his own life circumstances, is to learn to value and honor true worth in another. You are learning to receive. He is learning to give. You are learning to stand in your power. He is learning to respect and be empowered by that very power. These are two sides of the same cosmic coin. They cannot be forged separately. The timing of your healing and his awakening is not coincidental. It is causal, just on a level our logical minds can't readily perceive. Those synchronicities you experience, the sudden overwhelming feeling of his energy, the song that plays exactly when you think of him, the number sequences that feel like a wink from the cosmos. These aren't just little treats the universe throws you to keep you hooked. They are the proof. They are the vibrational ripples of his progress, echoing across the shared energetic field, reaching you as intuitive knowing. It's the universe's way of whispering. See, he's working on his part too. Trust the process. So when you feel that impatient tug, that fear that time is running out, I want you to take a deep, soul-filling breath. Shift your focus from the agonizing question of when will he be ready to the empowering declaration, I trust the work being done in both of us. Your path is not a lonely road running parallel to his. They are two strands of DNA, twisting independently yet destined to coil together to create the unique, unbreakable blueprint of your union. The universe isn't just preparing you for him or him for you. It is preparing you both in perfect, unseen synchrony for the miraculous whole you are destined to become together. The separation is an illusion. The silence is filled with divine activity. And the moment your individual harmonies are polished, precise, and powerful enough to stand on their own, that will be the very moment they are destined to merge into a chord so beautiful it will shake the heavens. And you know, the most fascinating part of this entire symphony, it's that the final, breathtaking movement often begins not with a grand gesture from him, but with a simple, quiet decision to embrace a new way of being that I call your sacred vocation. But perhaps we should save that revelation for for when you're truly ready to hear it. So here you are. You've navigated the silent, aching spaces and danced with the ghost of a promise. You've learned to stop screaming into the void and instead began listening to the magnificent symphony it holds. And perhaps now, a quiet realization is dawning, one that feels less like a destination and more like coming home to a self you'd almost forgotten. This beautiful soul is the secret the universe has been patiently waiting for you to uncover on your own. The culmination of the twin flame journey is not a reunion, it is a revelation. Let that settle for a moment. All this time, you've been picturing a finish line, a glorious embrace at the end of a long race. But what if the real prize was the transformation of the runner? The longing for union was never a flaw in your design. It was the most ingenious spiritual catalyst ever conceived. It was the divine trick, the sacred lure that compelled you to delve into shadow work, to face ancient fears, to demand a love so vast you had to first build a container within yourself strong enough to hold it. You thought you were building a bridge to another, but all along you were constructing a cathedral within your own soul. And a cathedral, in its majestic completeness, does not need visitors to validate its architecture. Its power is in its inherent, awe-inspiring presence. This is the great alchemy of this path. The intense magnetic pull you feel toward your twin flame was never about lacking a other half. That's a prehistoric myth that does a disservice to your glorious wholeness. It was about the resonance of two complete frequencies recognizing each other. Think of it like this: a single crystal can hold a perfect, unique structure. But when placed near another of its kind, they don't become one crystal. They create a more complex, brilliant energy field together, amplifying light in ways a single stone cannot. Your journey has been about polishing your own facets to such a high clarity that when your twin flame, already polishing his own, finally stands beside you, the resulting light doesn't complete either of you. It illuminates the world, the confirmation you've been begging the universe for. It has been echoing back at you all along, not in his actions, but in your own evolution. It's in the newfound boundary you set effortlessly. It's in the peace that descends after a good cry. It's in the moment you choose joy for no other reason than it is your birthright. These are not just personal victories. They are the very landmarks the universe uses to navigate him home. You are becoming your own North Star, and in doing so, you emit a frequency that is utterly, irresistibly magnetic to the one who is coded to find his way by its light. So do not see this path as a waiting game. See it as the most sacred and creative act of your life. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle in progress. Every act of self-love, every choice for peace, every stand for your own worth is a brick laid in the foundation of your shared future. You are literally building the reality of your union with the quality of your present moment being. The universe doesn't deliver finished love stories to unfinished people. It co-creates them with souls who have done the work, who have learned the profound grammar of silence and the potent vocabulary of self-worth. You are being invited not to wait for your love story, but to become the living embodiment of it. Right now, today, And when you truly embody that wholeness, an interesting thing happens. The desperate need for confirmation melts away, replaced by a calm, unshakable knowing. You stop looking for signs and start realizing you are living them. The anxiety of the chase transforms into the profound peace of the anchor, and in that sacred, solid space of your own creation, you become the final missing piece you were always seeking outside of yourself, making you, at last, perfectly ready for the divine collaboration that was your destiny all along. The journey ahead is not one of pursuit, but of allowing. And the most profound allowing is to finally, fully, and ferociously accept that you, exactly as you are in this moment, are already the home you've been searching for.